Around 5 years ago, I was sitting around my house with nothing to do. It was the early days of summer vacation, and I was trying to think of some innovative new way to waste my time. While looking through the games in my collection, an epiphany struck me. I love the Souls games, and I especially love their lore. However, I'd always look to the interpretations and explanations of others to guide me through the lore of these games, rather than trying to piece it together myself. The prospect of playing through a Souls game with a fresh perspective, combing through item descriptions and dialogue, and analyzing environmental details to see if I would have some new, perhaps even original interpretation of the game's lore and story, was a prospect I could not refuse. And so, with a pencil and spiral notebook in hand, I booted up my favorite Souls game, Dark Souls 2, and prepared myself for a deep dive into the world of Drangleic. I played through the entire base game, writing down every detail I found to be of note, from item descriptions to random parts of areas to the original Japanese translations of boss names. I took notes and developed them into an analysis of the game's lore by area, and shared that analysis in parts through some Reddit posts. The entirety of that series of posts is still available for you to read, including a compilation of the entire series into one, I think, 43-page long Google Doc. I have them linked down in the description if you'd like to check them out yourself. However, there was always an idea I had in mind with this project, and that was to one day turn it into some kind of video series. You know, people love their lore videos, and a deep dive like this is the perfect foundation for such a series. So 5 years after deciding to replay one of my favorite games on a whim, here we are now, exploring Drangleic. While I plan to change up much of what I wrote before to work better as a script, I think I'd like to stick with my original opening paragraph to end off this introduction. Just like every story, Dark Souls 2 has a beginning. In this case, in the form of an intro cutscene. To give the gist of what happens, you are a person who has been cursed, and said curse is causing you to forget yourself and become something inhuman, referred to as a hollow. However, the old woman that you meet in this intro cutscene tells you of an old kingdom to the north called Drangleic, where you could perhaps find a way to cure yourself of this curse. So, you head to the ruins of an old castle and throw yourself into a weird magical whirlpool that gets made out of ghosts. Welcome to Drangleic.